Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in on another video of the never-ending restoration on the classic Mini. Now, last video I managed to finish all of the underside of the floor. It's all in primer. I put seam sealer on it, so that's good to go. It's now time to start looking at the front end. Finally, we're getting forward. So the front end needs to be looked at. I need to try and get the old bonnet down. I think I might need a ladder. And then I'm going to put that in position and go from there. Let's get going. The original bonnet has been hanging up in the garage for a good few years, and you can see it's gathered a fair amount of grinding dust so far. Now underneath, it is very rotten on the front lip. Rest of it is in really good condition, so it's just the front lip, and then there's a hole appearing here. So, see if I can repair that at some point. But the first job to do is to get this bonnet in position and get it on the hinges and mark off the locations. It's probably going to take me a good few hours to find the original nuts and bolts for the bonnet hinges. Ah, here's some nuts. Really tasty. Now let's have a look at this bonnet, see how bad the corrosion is. I didn't realise that this whole section actually comes away from the bonnet itself, so when I turn it over, this makes more sense now that the grille surround is off. You can see that joining lip there, and obviously I've got a bit of corrosion on the actual bonnet itself, but this whole lip looks like it comes away, and that'll leave me with a Mark 1 looking bonnet. There's an option. I think I've got half the bonnet on the back of the badge. Whoops. But realistically, I am going to try and repair this bonnet. I really want to save it, so I'm going to give it a quick clean up now, throw it onto time lapse, clean it up. Obviously, I've got to protect as much of the paint as possible, so I'll wrap it all up and then I'll look at cutting away the damaged areas and letting in some fresh metal. This is where I'm at with the bonnet. You can see the majority has been removed. There's a lot of rust on it. I'm not sure if it can be saved now. Obviously, I'm going to give it a good go, see how far I get. But yeah, I'm going to keep going with it and just see what happens. first bit of the bonnet repaired. Doesn't look too bad actually, a little skim of filler of course, and it should do the job. Let me know in the comments if you think that'll buff out. Onto the bonnet. I'm really enjoying doing the bonnet. It's something different and it's going okay. It's taking a long time because as I'm welding, I'm leaving it between welds quite a while. Just let it cool down as best as possible. This process is working really well. I haven't got an airline, otherwise I could just cool it down as I go. I'll spin the camera around just to show you how far I've got with welding on the front lip or the right hand side. Just to mention, that has been a game changer using this, this LED magnetised light. I did have one before, but this one gets right into the work, so I highly recommend getting one of those. I've got extra material, obviously, to the left here, which will all be trimmed down. The welds are going really well. Once you get the welder dialed in and you get a good earth and clean it back nicely, really make sure you clean back the metal. You can see how shiny I got that before I've started to weld. It comes out okay, really nicely. I'm just going to get rid of some of this paint now with a wire wheel, clean up the welds a bit more, and then I'll go over for the last pass just to fill in the gaps, and then I can grind it all down. And that'll be pretty much one side of the bonnet completely repaired. So we're in the fabrication area of the garage, aka the other end. And here is what it looks like. If I put it at this angle, you can see the bonnet has come out pretty good. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. I managed to sort of file and sand that into place. The majority of the patch, the repair patch, has followed the contour really nicely. It's got a small amount of high spots left that I just need to take down, and then I reckon it will only need probably 1 to 2 mil maximum of body filler on it, which is pretty good considering where it was. So that's the end of the episode, I'm afraid. I know you're probably absolutely loving the videos, but yeah, end of part 1. This time next weekend, it'll be part 2 on the bonnet restoration. I'm just going to grab a cup of tea. So I'm just going to click the old doorbell and see if I can get a cup of tea from the window. It's been a while since I've used the doorbell. Let's see if it still works. Hey up. Oh, it's a bit hot. Lovely cup of tea. Tune in for the next episode and you can win yourself a Pocket Rocket Garage mug. Yes, that's right, only one mug is available to win. They're that limited. But tune into the next video on the Classic Mini Bonnet Restoration Part 2 to win one of these.
Tea not included.
Tea not included.